I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know.
Within hours, Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, had stepped into the spotlight faster than anyone expected. He'd been the face of the organization he founded, and suddenly she was front and center. And then Joe Rogan spoke. What he said wasn't just commentary, it was a spark that ignited a wildfire of theories, suspicions, and chaos. Erika Kirk's rise to prominence after Charlie's death was fast, and for many, shocking. On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk was killed while speaking at a campus event at Turning Point USA's American Comeback Tour at Utah Valley University. Within days, Erika was publicly speaking, vowing to carry on her late husband's mission. The world needs Turning Point, she said.
The world needs Turning Point USA. It needs a group that will point young people away from the path of misery and sin. It needs something that will lead people away from hell in this world and in the next.
Less than 2 weeks later, the board of Turning Point USA unanimously elected her as CEO and chair of the board.
Charlie prepared all of us for a moment like this. He worked tirelessly to ensure Turning Point USA was built to survive even the greatest tests. And now it is our great pride to announce Erika Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board for Turning Point USA.
Clips of her accepting honors on Charlie's behalf, including a ceremony for his posthumous award, went viral.
On September 10th, 2025, at age 31, Charlie Kirk was assassinated while addressing a group of students. The United States honors him as a martyr for truth and freedom.
Analysts began dissecting her every movement, when she appeared, how she spoke, what gestures she used. Many remarked on her calm, composed demeanor, a contrast to what one might expect from someone publicly processing sudden grief. Why the rapid shift into leadership? Why so quickly in front of the cameras? Observers began asking, how did a widow step into such a visible, powerful role right away? And why were Charlie's parents relatively absent from the spotlight? Rumors started to swirl. Was her promotion purely about preserving Charlie's legacy? Or were powerful donors, internal board members, or strategic players pushing her into that role? Online users speculated about political and business connections, global ties, and sponsorships impressed by her public poise. By the time the conservative influencer Candace Owens weighed in, the chatter had reached a fever pitch.
I could have never forgiven Tyler Robinson for whatever part he played in this, and obviously I'm saying whatever part he played in this because I don't believe that he was the lone person involved.
Owens highlighted inconsistencies in the public timeline, especially around the incident involving Tyler Robinson, the accused shooter. So the question floated, is this grief? Or is it a calculated step into power? When Joe Rogan entered the conversation, he didn't just comment. He analyzed, questioned, and framed the entire Erika Kirk situation for millions of listeners. On his podcast, Rogan took a step back from the frenzy and started laying out the sequence of events, asking questions that no one else had dared to ask publicly. He began by noting something obvious yet striking. Charlie Kirk's parents were barely present during the events following his death. Meanwhile, Erika was consistently in the spotlight. Cameras followed her every movement. Media coverage highlighted her speeches, and she was front and center at every major appearance tied to Charlie's legacy. Is this intentional or just coincidence? That simple question set the tone for a deeper dive into motives, timing, and influence. Rogan then discussed the timing of Erika's public rise. He highlighted that her increased visibility coincided with major strategic movements within Turning Point USA. Charlie had reportedly been distanced from key organizational decisions just weeks before the incident, which raised questions about internal friction. Rogan suggested that these decisions may not have been random. According to insiders he referenced, there were disagreements over political messaging, the direction of Turning Point, and relationships with major donors. This implied that the groundwork for Erika's sudden prominence may have been laid even before Charlie's death. Rogan talked about rumors surrounding Erika's connection to major donors and sponsors impressed by her poise and public presence. He framed it as more than mere sympathy or legacy preservation. There could have been calculated encouragement from influential figures who saw Erika as someone capable of stabilizing and guiding the organization. According to Rogan, you don't just see someone step into that kind of power without some kind of backing. He emphasized that in organizations like Turning Point USA, Perception matters as much as policy, and Erika's calm, controlled demeanor made her appear both competent and authoritative. Erika's rise might intersect with networks beyond the obvious political and business circles. Rogan framed it as a question of influence rather than accusation, leaving listeners to connect dots in real time. In Rogan's words, Erika was more than a grieving widow. She became a symbol, a focal point for every question people have about control, influence, and the story no one has fully explained yet. Finally, Rogan considered the human element. He discussed how Erika's composed behavior could be interpreted in multiple ways: strategic management of public perception, genuine resilience, or a mix of both. This dual possibility that she could be performing or genuinely stepping up was central to Rogan's framing. He left listeners with the lingering question: was Erika acting out of necessity, ambition, or a carefully orchestrated combination of both? By the end of his segment, Rogan had not only provided commentary, he had reframed the narrative, turning Erika Kirk's public image into a subject of deep investigation. His listeners were left analyzing every gesture, every decision, and every timing coincidence. The way he presented the story ensured that Erika wasn't just a character in passing headlines. She was now at the center of a tangled web of influence, timing, and unanswered questions. After Rogan's comments went live, the internet exploded. Every appearance by Erika was dissected. Her speeches, interviews, and even casual photos were examined for clues about her influence, her intentions, and her ties to Charlie's work. Candace Owens' earlier statements resurfaced with renewed attention. People revisited her claims that Tyler Robinson's story didn't add up, and that the official narrative had serious inconsistencies. Online sleuths began connecting dots between Charlie's absence from certain decisions, the timing of Erika's promotion, and the sudden public attention she received. Every thread, every post, every clip seemed to suggest that there was more to the story than anyone had seen. Even experts in body language weighed in. Analysts noted Erika's poise and calculated gestures during public appearances, sparking speculation about whether she was grieving, performing, or strategically managing the narrative. Some argued she looked too composed for someone who had just lost a spouse. Others suggested her confidence indicated a deeper understanding of the organization and its inner workings. Meanwhile, rumors about behind-the-scenes maneuvering grew louder. Was Erika simply filling a vacuum left by Charlie? Or was she executing a carefully planned strategy with sponsors and board members to solidify control? Questions about Charlie's parents, about the handling of sensitive company and political information, and about possible external influences kept fans and critics glued to their screens. What started as curiosity transformed into obsession. The internet wasn't just watching, it was investigating, theorizing, and demanding transparency. Every update, every claim, every leaked detail ignited new waves of speculation. And through it all, Rogan's framing of the story had made one thing clear. Erika Kirk wasn't just part of the narrative, she was at the center of a tangled web of influence, timing, and power. And there you have it, the rumors, the reactions, and the chaos surrounding Erika Kirk that have everyone talking. From Joe Rogan's explosive take to the online investigations, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. What do you think? Is Erika simply stepping up to preserve Charlie's legacy? Or is there something more strategic happening behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear every theory you've got. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates and deep dives into the latest controversies. Turn on notifications so you'll never miss a story that's shaking the internet.